Vice-Chancellor of University of Venda, Advocate Mujanko Gumbi, Chairperson of Council, Mr. Ruzano Mushweu, our esteemed senior royal leadership that is here, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Teaching and Learning, Professor Eusebius Likalakala Mukhele, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research and Postgraduate Studies, Professor Furupero Nesfera, the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Botwek Razia, Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Mavis Majia, Deputy Registrar, Mr. Mfariseni Ligudu, Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Lindelani Mushapi, Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Social Science and Education, Professor Tawanda Runare, Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Management, Commerce and Law, Professor Tarin van der Wald, the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Agriculture, Professor Natasha Putkita, members of the University of Venda Senate, deans of our student, Mr. Zidovi Mukeli, the President of the Convocation, Mr. Sylvester Mutadi, the President of the SRC, Mr. Calvin Mukhale, and the entire SRC leadership, University of Venda Senior Management, academic, service and administrative staff, my spouse, Mrs. Nthambeleni, Mr. Morendeni Musanda Ndanduleni from Musanda Foundation, the General Secretary of the South African Commission for UNESCO, Mr. Calvin Mukwebo, the University of Venda alumni, author, and executive manager at the Water Research Commission, Professor Sylvester Mpandeli, University of Venda alumni and environmental activist in international conservation, Ms. Esther Nechiwongweni, the representatives of the EWCITA, Mr. Ashvi Aseri, and also Mr. Dixon Kutsawa, the reps of EDBCITA, Ms. Iziru Kaimane, and also Mr. Makudu Tema, the representative of the BestMed, Ms. Chidizi Munyai, representatives of the NetBank, Ms. Tendamuzimu Mazena, with Timelo Nkwana, and also Bacha Matata, the Managing Director of the Premier Hotel, Ms. Sakani Masia, Ms. Mulemo Krazia, the representatives of UNIVEN off-campus accredited residencies, sponsors of awards for our best performing students, our esteemed religious and spiritual leaders. I've seen Pastor Ramurondi, and also our invited guests, UNIVEN alumni, parents and guardians, media practitioners, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Abshe. It is with immense gratitude that I stand here to welcome you all to these 2026 autumn graduation ceremonies. Today we gather not only to confer qualifications, but also to honor courage, sacrifice, perseverance, and also the excellence that has brought our graduates to this remarkable moment. These ceremonies mark significant milestones in the evolution of our institution, celebrating the academic success, resilience, determination, innovation, and hope. Each graduate before us is a living testament to what can be achieved through hard work, faith, and unwavering commitment to a brighter future. Your success is a testament to your hard work, the support of your families, your communities, and the dedication of our academic and support staff. On behalf of the University of Venda Senate, management, and the broader university community, I want to take this time to congratulate each and every one of you on this significant, wonderful achievement. To the parents, guardians, spouses, sponsors, families, friends that are gathered here, we want to thank you sincerely for your sacrifices in supporting these graduates throughout their tenure here at the University of Venda. Your steadfast encouragement and support have contributed immensely to their success. As we celebrate this momentous occasion, we also reflect on the remarkable journey that the university has made in the number of years in advancing our mission of producing graduates that are locally relevant and globally competitive. Our government human resource development strategy, what we call the HRDS, recognizes that education and skills constitute the nerve center to the country's economic growth and that of a national transformation. And the HRDS also aim to enhance the capabilities of individuals and that of a state so that we can be able to promote leadership and partnerships throughout society to ensure broader participation in our economy. Chancellor, during this autumn graduation ceremony, a total of about 3,340 graduates will be conferred with their certificates, diplomas, and degrees. Of this overall total, 65% of the graduates are women, reflecting a significant milestone in advancing the gender representation in the higher education. In contributing to the National Development Plan, which has got a target of producing about 100 PhDs per million population, this autumn graduation ceremony will also see a conferral of about 33 doctoral degrees and also about 222 master's degrees, 422 honors degrees, and other relevant postgraduate diplomas. The University of Venda remains a proudly African and inclusive institution that is rooted in the service of its communities, while welcoming the international staff and also graduates whose journeys also enrich and strengthen our Pan-African knowledge economy. In further advancing our mission in shaping future leaders, the University of Venda will also celebrate the achievement of about 44 current and former SRC members who will each receive their qualification across academic disciplines during this autumn graduation ceremony. The following are just few members of the current SRC that will be awarded their degrees. Ms. Masiti Wudihawe will be awarded a Bachelor's of Arts degree. Manyaka Tsepo, Honours in English Literature. Madumele Popi, BSc in Microbiology and also Biochemistry. Zowi Maluleke, Bachelor of Laws. Mabua Promise, BCom Honours in Information Technology. Karushi Rotondwa Rolet, BSc Computer Science and Mathematics. Shavangu Shalin, Bachelor of Arts. Demande Mandlakaise, BSc in Biochemistry and also Microbiology. Chinyani Zonaka, Bachelor of Laws. Congratulations to our past and the present leadership for the exemplary leadership. Madam Chancellor, I'm also pleased to announce that the university will also witness a milestone, historic milestone at this autumn graduation ceremony. Approximately about 30 students will graduate from the pioneering Bachelor of Environmental Sciences in Disaster Risk Reduction Program, forming the institution's first cohort of graduates in this critical field. I'm also pleased to announce that the following staff members of the University of Venda will be conferred with their doctoral degrees during this autumn graduation ceremony. Among those are Mr. Nthambeleni Mashudu Arnold, PhD in Curriculum Studies, Ms. Manyaka Kamuhelo, PhD in Curriculum Studies also, Ms. Muraro Estatakarani, PhD also in African Studies, African Languages, Ms. Patrick Maweto, PhD in Law, Ms. Dikoketso Margaret Klamela, PhD in Botany, Mr. Mpo Edward Mashau, PhD in Agriculture, Food Science and Technology, Ms. Tebeya Mukhalakane Mukhele, PhD in Agriculture, Food Science and Technology, Mr. Babatunde Solomon Ojelade, PhD in Environmental Sciences, and lastly, Mrs. Charlotte Anesu Nyangwanza, PhD in Urban and Regional Planning. We also want to congratulate the staff of the University of Venda who are attaining these critical qualifications. Chancellor, the University of Venda rolled its strategy that was concluded in 2025, what we used to call the Strategic Plan 2021-2025. Now, that particular strategy was anchored in our vision of becoming a university leading in engaged scholarship. The strategy sought to rejuvenate and position the University of Venda for greater impact, innovation, relevance, and sustainability. I am pleased to report that the University of Venda has made significant progress in achieving the strategic objectives as outlined in the Plan 2021-2025. One of the most important achievements of this particular plan was the strengthening of our academic project and the student support systems. The university expanded academic development programs, strengthened the tutorial and also the mentoring systems, and enhanced the student wellness and also the support initiatives. Through these interventions, we improved the student retention, the throughput rates, while creating a more enabling environment for our students to succeed. The university also accelerated the digital transformation in teaching and learning through the investment in the digital strategy, the hybrid teaching infrastructure, the smart classrooms, the online learning systems that enable us to provide flexible and inclusive learning opportunities for our students. Importantly, the university continued to improve the graduate employability through the work integrated learning opportunities, entrepreneurship, and also stronger collaborations with the industry and government. Distinguished guests, the University of Venda continues to strengthen its position as a leading institution that is engaged in scholarship and also with impactful research. Our researchers continue to contribute in a very significant way to the national and also global knowledge production in the following areas: indigenous knowledge systems, biodiversity and environmental sustainability, renewable energy and climate change, public health, food security and agriculture, water resource management, artificial intelligence and also the digital innovation, and lastly, rural development. We are proud that our university research initiatives are increasingly addressing the real social challenges that is facing our communities and also in this particular province and the country. Last year, for the first time in its history, the University of Venda was awarded a competitive 5 research chairs from the DSTI NRF. And these research chairs aim to strengthen our institutional research capacity, supporting innovation, advancing high-impact scholarly work, and the following are those research chairs that have been awarded. Chair in the antimicrobial resistance and global health, chair in climate change and the rule of law, chair in water and environment, chair in the livestock science and society for society, and lastly, the chair in the social entrepreneurship and innovation. Program director, during this, the implementation of our 2021-2025 strategic plan, the university continued to invest in a modern infrastructure to enhance the student experience and improve the institutional efficiency. The university expanded the teaching and learning spaces, upgraded laboratories, and also enhanced the ICT infrastructure and improved the student accommodation facilities. We made the following significant investment in the smart classrooms and also digital infrastructure, the research laboratories and innovation hubs, student housing and wellness facilities, water and energy sustainability, and also campus safety and security. These developments continue to position the University of Venda as a future-ready institution that is responsive to the evolving needs of its staff and students. The university is also implementing a major infrastructure investment program to modernize its academic facilities, student accommodation, research spaces, innovation hubs, the green infrastructure, aligning with its new vision of a smart campus. At the heart of the University of Venda's identity, it is our commitment to community engagement and also social relevance. As a rural-based university that is located within the UNESCO designated Vembe biosphere, we draw strength from the rich cultural landscape and heritage that is surrounding us as a university. Our two identified niche areas, that of One Health and also African heritage and indigenous knowledge, stand as a testament to these endeavors. They recognize the responsibility or our responsibility to contribute meaningfully to the community upliftment and also sustainable development. During the reporting period, the university also implemented numerous impactful community engagement initiatives in partnership with government, industry, civil society, and also our local communities. A particularly memorable initiative was the University of Venda Annual Farmers' Day, hosted by the University of Venda Experimental Farm. The event attracted thousands of community members, including more than 600 small-scale farmers and 300 high school learners from the focal agricultural science schools across the district. This Farmers' Day provides the critical importance of market access for our small-scale farmers and also our emerging farmers. This initiative provided local farmers with a platform to showcase their produce and also to network with potential stakeholders in the agricultural value chain. This initiative demonstrates the University of Venda's commitment to sustainability, advancing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly those related to food security and also poverty alleviation. The university research and innovation projects also continue to improve the livelihoods and contribute to the sustainable development within our surrounding communities. Our work in the renewable energy and also the biogas innovation, including the community-oriented sustainable energy project, reflects the University of Venda's commitment to practical solutions that improve the lives while advancing environmental sustainability. We remain deeply committed to ensuring that our academic programs, research output, and innovation initiatives continue to create what we call the tangible impact for our communities and also our societies. Program Director, as we concluded the 2021-2025 strategic plan, the university has embarked on a new ambitious journey through the implementation of the 2026-2030 strategic plan. This strategic plan is carefully designed to strengthen the institutional relevance, sustainability, competitiveness, and also impact. Our new strategic plan is aligned with our government priorities and also our commitment to develop critical skills that foster inclusive development. For this reason, we embarked on a number of key flagship initiatives and projects that were launched last year. Among those, we are developing a civil engineering program and also the related infrastructure that is required to build technical capacity and also to address the critical infrastructure skills to improve our country, province, and the district. We also are moving with our plans for the establishment of Makado Satellite Campus to expand the access to quality higher education, support for local economic development, and also to strengthen the University of Venda's regional presence. Last year, 2025, we also launched the 5 centers of excellence and 4 research institutes that are aimed at strengthening the research capacity, promoting innovation, advancing interdisciplinary collaboration, and positioning the University of Venda as a leading hub for knowledge creation, technology transfer, and also social development. We also launched a year prior the Green Technology Confucius Institute at this particular university. And the key role that they are playing is in this area of a just energy transition as articulated by our government. Several strategic engagements have been also conducted through the GTCI with students from this university and also from the TVET colleges. We believe that these initiatives will present strong opportunities for alignment, collaboration with our provincial government, and also for human capital development and the socio-economic transformation and that of a poverty reduction. In addition, the University of Venda continues to align its programs, offerings, and also the operations with our government national development priorities, the African Union Agenda 2063, and also the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. I want to, as I conclude, to invite our graduates to remain and maintain their connection with the University of Venda now that you are becoming an alumni. I also want to express my profound gratitude to the parents, guardians, lecturers, university support staff, and all other sponsors for their support throughout your tenure here at the University of Venda. Congratulations to your accomplishment. The future is yours to shape. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to confer the degrees that are reflected on the program to the candidates that the Executive Dean shall present to you.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer the degrees.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the candidates in the following degrees: Bachelor of Environmental Sciences, Bachelor of Environmental Science in Disaster Risk Reduction, Bachelor of Earth Sciences in Hydrology and Water Resources, Bachelor of Earth Sciences in Mining and Environmental Geology, Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Bachelor of Science in Forestry, Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Technology, and Bachelor of Sciences in Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering.
Baloi Kaviso. Boale Makatse Patience. Chauke Confidence Nkayeseko. Chauke Tinswalo. Gamini Mbasa Mbalenke. Gamini Tinswalo. Fedzisani Mary Jane. Gedeja Murutani Osling. Guduni Pinduro Precious. Hongwani Pel Mwaitelo. Korombi Muranga Angel. Korombi Rinai. Kosa Gloria. Likhodi Kahiso Nicholas. Likolwane Dimakazo. Litswalo Nandi Tapelo. Lieba Eete. Ligege Ririnde Miki. Rururi Achi. Ruvimbe mukona zvote Justin. Make Given. Marakano Nyengezo. Mabada Brenda Prisla. Mabasa Aubrey. Mabogo Brenda Chantel. Machevele Alicia Adivao. Mafungo Mukobe Kaila. Mafuna Pesi. Magomane Chekofazo Evet. Mashangu Henik Tisani. Mashaule Constance Tsakani. Maimela Pumelelo Catherine. Mahatsi Patchezo Kevin. Makado Hector. Makuvele Ashley Nsobo. Makola Lerato Naledi. Marakano Ompa Mashudu. Malachi Mahanyaka Siralezo. Malela Pumuzo. Malemelo Malevo Perspect. Malope Prosperity. Malowa Butari. Maloleke Fanelo Boldness. Maloleke Joyous. Mamaira Rendani. Manamera Tina Anete. Manenje Busaperi Goodness. Mango Mreza Nora. Mangwata Patuchezo. Mapaya Lirato. Mapoto Chwene. Masingi Perfection. Masha Saidi. Mashabane Admaya Njabulo. Mashau Life Morava. Mashele Tiani. Mashiane Mahabo Natasha. Masiti Nzumbururo Goodness. Masoma Mantume Kacheho Ada with distinction. Masuta Mrendeni. Matarese Pinduro. Matebula Caswell. Matebula Nkensani Jennifer. Mativela Tendani. Mawera Power. Mawera Ruchizwa Given. Mbedzi Ndanduleni. Menganya Rendani Ricardo. Midana Adivao. Mkondo Progress Nomvuyo. Mkochi Ebeneza. Mbara Muope. Mbengwa Oripa. Mnisi Tsakani. Modiba Chekofatso Angel. Mokhahla Bonolo Kholane. Mukhoto Chwene. Mukhoto Makwelane Mildred. Mukobodi Evidence Lebohang. Mukwena Nkele present. Musevi Busiswa. Mosekhyana Tato Maria. Mpe Maisaya Esnat. Mpapuri Manda. Mpepu Hataruri Prince. Mpeto Karabo Makana. Masisinyane Simon Sells. Mudaraote Purupedzani. Mudau Zukodo Colin. Oh, with distinction. Muzamani Chipiwa, my girl. Mukeri Rondorani. Mukutu Zivuya. Mukwevo Ngaredzani. Mukwevo Ririnde.
Mukwevo Chilidzi. Mulaudzi Mulaechezi Faith. Mulibana Vukudo. Mulugisi Mudzunga Iphi. Mungandi Murendwa. Munyai Farisani Days. Munyai Fulufelani Emmanuel. Munyai Gundo Vision. Munyai Marubini. Munyai Ngelechedzo. Munyai Tendo Gift. Muchedzi Aiken. Munjelele Manda Charity. Munjelele Maimela Josias. Murava Vutu. Mutanwa Ndivuvaivi. Mutlena Hlungani Fest. Hey. Mutwanamba Vavuya Yonia. Nalana Omfa. Govunyiko. Ndombe Tsunduzikani Joy. Ndou Nalezani Adelaide. Ndou Omfa Wisdom. Negogogo Murangi. Neludane Masala. Nemavulani Lufuno Rick Festa. Nemulodi Tsako Junior. Nengovela Ritonde Ralph. Nengovela Liwone Chelewa. Liwone Chelewa. Nenjelele Vushilo. Nechianane Ndaedzo. Nechidongolowe Liwone. Nechitutuni Tanzi Witness. Nechivazwa ulu Mulweli. Nzimbi Inati. Nkampule Kelly Bangokwebile. Gumeleni Vusani Delron. Nkulele Kwikongomelo. Ndwambi Langanani Samuel. Nthambeleni Lutendo. Thandeni Faresa. Nyadzani Omfa. Patti Dimpo. Pasquana Zwiuya Priscilla. Poppy Unarine. Popedi Lekaka Anatelda. Radebe Notandazo Petunia. Ralutsaga Zonaka. Ramalida Wamashudu Venus. Ramsibili Luwani. Selebongi Michael. Rapulu Lohanta. Rachivumo Denga Angelique. Ravele Zitendo. Rawonsgo Andani Mutondwaini. Ravuhali Silelezo Surprise. Ravuku Karen Wanga. Segobela Latabile Lifelitswe. Lifetswe. Seloa Rosalie Semakalengi. Sitole Kajeho. Sitole Thomas Tembani. Sitole Vuka Tyron. Takalani Leboheng. Twatswala Tapelo. Telile Oratile Victoria. Tideli Patuchezo. Tokolo Humphrey Mokotana. Tomani Hope Umpa. Jobota Humblani. Todani Mulisa. Kwanani Fulufelo. Seta Unarine Jennifer. Shikololo Vukuldo. Shikungulu Muchizi. Shioma Prodia. Shabuse Wamashudu. Chitangano Patuchezo. Shivase Konani. Zulu Sylvia Guguletu. Jere Muliweni Cynthia. Face that camera. Komola Christopher. Kosa Whitney Ayanda. Kunene Nolutando Hope. Makavani Mpo. Makonisani Muvuya Victor. Malachi Precious. Malindi Aritodaho. Marindili Chilizi. Mashele Rejoice. Masingi Rifumelo Nevia. Masitulela Richize. Maraga Muchizi. Mavunga Nyandano. Mudau Nimrod Langanani. Mudau Takalani. Mudogwa Gudani. Face that camera. Mukwati Kenyiwe. Muliwa Ndondeni. Nembambula Sien Lucy. Nesengani Muketwa. Palandwa Nkumeleni. Congratulations. Ramuhashi Aufatwe. Lachipanga Unarine. Tundwa Lufuno. Shiambalo Kumbelo Geli. Chimenze Brian.
Makado Ofani Precious. Makabane Mulweri Vision. Matebula Gracious. Motau Rinewe Sylvia. Modau Aluani. Mukwebo Rotondwa. Mutala Tarukanyo. Nekumbi Mulisa. Nemabadwe Butuhanwe. Awe, Butuawe. Sefufi Tulisile. Temeli Gudani. Vukeya Nyeleti. Davana Divani Jr. Lidobo Lindelani. Mabalana Lutendo. Madlala Sandile Wiseman. Masinge Mungwana Melvin. Matsa Mashudu Peter. Moto Tahalo Juliet. Muditambi Shudufazo Rose. Mulaudzi Furufelo. Mujezi Chirelezo. Ngumalo Odman Modikei. Ramalibana Murangi. Rikhotso Talukanyo. Simali Aireli Tamani. Twala Makawe. Vukeya Sienzeni Relaxa.
Childcare opportunity. Mabolani Ulonene Wedi. Magagule Adequate Mondi. Malala Sarah. Malata Katleko Rohel. Marape Itumeleng Valentine. To me. Marole Hope Ompa. Mateula Cassandra Ntokoza. Sweetie. Macheke Renai. Hello. Mufamadi Ndivuo Trevor. Sweetheart. Hello. Museisi Reliance Shudufadzo. Nditwani Ntanganedzeni. Ndou Mashudu Vision. Wow, excellent, beautiful. Poppy Muliswa. Hold on. Hello. Kungu Patuchezo Nicholas. Setuma Ambani. Sitlangu Linford. Sitole Solani Fanuel. Siweya Estasia Cletel. Seisi Fano. Shilonga Mlenje Makazi. Baloi Ntwariso. Tlungwani Amkelani.
Utama Zwibuya. Lekuleni Karabondumiso. Madura Ntanganedzeni. Magagura Elkenkeni. Makubele Dezel Vusimuzi. Makubele Gift. Makweba Tolokelo Sitemere. Malachi Andris. Maluleka Swangile Emily. Maluleke Rulan. Manala Katleho. Marubini Richize. Masha Upatuchezo Grish. Mashire Peterson Mpo. Matebula Nzalama. Mutluli Robert. Mtlanga Samkelo Fortune. Munisi Betuel. Mulele Maruping Tracy. Mulepo Karabo. Muloto Tibuho. Mupai Karabo Buitumelo. Mutawini Life. Mukachelwa Muraro. Mukudiribuan. Murabisana Bonan. Munjerere Rotucherwa. Lovu Edris. Nedambare Ompa. Nedori Oscar Ferrero. Nemushungwa Ngudo. Netabakone Kuriso. nechikukulwe Queen. Nevumbani Tendo given. Noma uzeli buhang. Nyoni Collins and Comfort. Sabata Dimakato Thomas. Sikita Murenden. Sithole nomthandazo deliwe. Siwele Kendi. Savane Perception. Shivase ana homfunzeni zimpo. Tumbo Toba Bonkosi. Zungen Stefano Albert. Mariva Muzuri Orifa Murweri. Bonke Elia Elijah. Sivei Matenane Hutato. Tau Malvin. Rampisa Chapelo Kwaslevisa. Lisiba. Shiva se ifi.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the candidates in the following qualifications. Bachelor of Environmental Sciences, Honours, and Bachelor of Arts, Honours in Rural Development. Thank you.
Baloyi Tsakani. Shungwane Shuwiso. Litole Wanga. Mabidi Urangani Mahandana. Macheke Nduma. Machimane Kamuhelo Tintswalo. Mafunise Nduvo. Makana Tondani. Maluleke Kanyisa Vanessa. Manamela Mukata Sonti. Matata Erewani Onika. Mansi Noko Betty. Masuverere Shirizikeni. Matamera Mukondereri. Murauzi Comfort. Munyai Murwa Alista. Ndo Umashudu. Nekabangbe Mukundi. Oh, with distinction. Nematenda Achira Odon. Nemataga Faranani. Nechisauri Rirere Hope. Nthambeleni Vusani. Pida Andani. Rabandarara Furufero Mureri. Sifarafala Manuel Philip. Singo Ririnde. Singo Sedzani.
Baloi Risuke. Karushi chosen with distinction. Liabara Unarine Lillian with distinction. Lichokota Buhone. Maumela Ntendani. Mukali Lugisani Daniel. Sorry. Oh. Nemushungwa Bukudo with distinction. Paswana Puluso Sholin with distinction.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to introduce to you the candidates in the following degrees: Master of Arts in Rural Development, Master of Earth Sciences, Master of Earth Science in Geology, Master of Environmental Sciences, Master of Environmental Sciences in Ecology and Resource Management, Master of Science in Geography, Master of Science in Agriculture, Master of Science in Agricultural Economics, Master of Science in Soil Sciences, and Master of Urban and Regional Planning.
Maswanganye Mielani. Masters of Arts in Rural Development with distinction. The topic is contribution of village chickens to the household income of resource-limited communities. Supervisor Professor M. Manjoro, co-supervisor Professor M. Chimonyo. Nechibumbe Zibuya, Masters of Earth Science, topic comparison between metro and local municipality on the management of contribution and demolition waste. Supervisor Professor M.O. Kataka, co-supervisor Mr. R. Muraudzi. Munyai Funzani Duncan, Master of Earth Science Geology. Topic, groundwater resource supply augmentation, a case study of Zamba and Mabulo villages in Wembe District, Makado Municipality, Limpopo Province, South Africa. Supervisor Professor M.O. Kataka. Maponya Muhei Jonas, Master of Environmental Sciences. The topic, geographic analysis of waste management practices in rural and urban schools. A case study of Maruleng Municipality, Limpopo Province, South Africa. Supervisor Dr. N.V. Mudau, co-supervisor Dr. K.H. Nechsaulu. Mburaeni Tinawanga, Master of Environmental Sciences. The impact of edible invasive alien plants, guava, psidium, guavaja, and prickly pears, Oputia ficus indica, on the livelihood of communities living in Machaka, Hampakane village, Mulemule local municipality, Limpopo province. Supervisor Dr. T. Neramondo, co-supervisor Dr. E. Igwani. Ramasunzi Nthambeleni, Master of Environmental Science, Ecology and Resource Management. Topic, assessing indigenous knowledge systems for management of plant communities and water resources, a case study of Tulamela local municipality communities. Supervisor Dr. M.J. Mukhobu, co-supervisor Dr. N.V. Mudau, another co-supervisor Dr. K.H. Nechsaulu. Shoteli Happiness, Master of Environmental Science, Ecology and Resource Management. Topic, synthesis of carbon nanotubes from tire rubber waste for application in the removal of pharmaceutical contaminants in aquatic ecosystems. Supervisor Dr. R. Muzielwana, co-supervisor Dr. G.K. Pindahama. Nemudiviso Hangwani Jennifer, Master of Earth Sciences Hydrology. Topic: time series analysis for the dam water levels and rainfall for Albasin Dam in Limpopo Province, South Africa. Supervisor Prof. R. Makungo, co-supervisor Prof. A. Alkudaisi. Nembiri Wamashudu Joel, Master of Environmental Science in Geography. Topic: evaluating CMIP 6 models in simulating Southwest Indian Ocean tropical cyclone activity 1979-2014. Comparison with ERA 5. Supervisor Prof. H. Shikore, co-supervisor Prof. N.S. Netengwe, co-supervisor Prof. F. Engelbert, co-supervisor Dr. K. Hodges. Ramatlo Muloko Chantel, Master of Environmental Science in Geography with distinction. Topic: characterizing the land use and land cover change within and around historically disadvantaged institutions of higher learning in Limpopo Province, South Africa. Supervisor Dr. O.E. Malahlela, co-supervisor Ms. M.G. Maponya.
Master of Science in Agriculture, Animal Science, Moahi Kabaya Climate. Title: Determination of the effects of caffeine 1,3,7-trimethylxanthine in tri-bice egg yolk extender and different incubation intervals on the quality of cryopreserved bull semen. Supervisor Dr. A.M. Rasona, co-supervisor Dr. T. Chitura. Animal Science, Molukume Maite. Title: Nitrogen Metabolism in Meat Mastership-Fed Brewers Grains as a Supplementary Source of Protein. Supervisors Professor J.J. Baloyi and Ms. Katie Matlako. Muai Masitiwa Brenda, Agricultural Mechanization. Title: Investigating factors contributing to the underperformance of Mbahera irrigation scheme that benefited from revitalization of smallholder irrigation scheme programs. Supervisor Dr. M. Mutema and co-supervisor Professor I. Olutawayo. Congratulations. Animal Science, Museri Uhone Budi Princess. Title: Exploring cattle tick infestation, farmers' knowledge, attitudes, and control practice in selected village of Kolenchabani Local Municipality, Limpopo Province. Supervisor Dr. E. Bebe and co-supervisor Dr. T. Chitura. Mpiane Zelda Tibuho. Animal Science. Topic, effects of hot red pepper, capsicum annum on growth, performance, and visceral organs on roast 308 broiler chicken. Supervisors, Dr. A.J. Nechipare, MSKT Matlako, and Professor M. Chimonyo. Animal science. Ndlovu Sithembisile, broiler management practice for small-scale farmers, their impact on growth performance. Supervisor, Dr. A.J. Nechipare, co-supervisor, Ms. Katie Mtlago. Master of Science in Agriculture, Agricultural Economics. Title, A Cooperative Analysis of Perception of Land Exploitation by a Commercial and Emerging Farmers in Limpopo Province of South Africa. Supervisor, Professor P.K. Chauke. Ngope Muhadi Ana, apology. Mushukwa Tanyani Thinthia, Master of Science in Agricultural Economics. Topic, investigation of technical and operational determinants of sustainability of agricultural cooperatives in Bembe District, South Africa. Supervisor, Dr. M. Chikororo, co-supervisor, Mr. T. Nfare. Paswana Dakaro, Master of Science in Agricultural Economics. Topic, investigation of coping mechanism on food system synergy discrepancies caused by climate change among young agripreneurs in Musina Municipality of Bembe District. Supervisor, Dr. M. Chikororo. Marshall Ntombifuthi Shane, Master of Science in Soil Science. Topic, effect of biofertilizer phosphorus application on growth, yield components, and phosphorus nutrition on cowpeas grown in 2 different soil types. Supervisor, Professor J.J.O. Odiambo, co-supervisor, Dr. S.G. Lubisa. Mabulera Vredzani.
Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Mabulela Vredzani. Topic, Spatial Analysis of Risk Mitigation for Preservation of Heritage Value in Mapungubwe Historic Site. Supervisor, Dr. F. Moffat, co-supervisor, Dr. T. Gondo. Well done. Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Madziva Mashudu Cecilia, with a distinction. Gendered mobility in public urban spaces, a case study of Polokwane Municipality, Limpopo Province, South Africa. Main supervisor, Prof. J. Chakwizira, co-supervisor, Dr. E. Ingwani. Well done. Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Meregi Kodani Justice. Topic, urban redesign and regeneration of small declining mining town, a case of Katu, Northern Cape Province. Main supervisor, Professor Chakwizira, co-supervisor, Ms. Chivase. Well done. Master of Urban and Regional Planning with a distinction. Morobi Mpagi. Topic: Small towns rural revitalization through smart energy systems. A case study of Elim Town, Limpopo Province, South Africa. Main supervisor, Professor Chakwizira. Co-supervisor, Dr. T. Gondo. Well done. Master of Urban and Regional Planning, Nechilema Patuchedzo. Topic: Renewable energy use in sustaining human settlements in small rural towns. A case study of Tulamela Local Municipality, Limpopo Province, South Africa. Main supervisor, Professor J. Chakwizira, and then the co-supervisor, Dr. E. Ingwani.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you candidates in the following qualifications: Doctor of Philosophy in Agriculture, Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy in Geography, Doctor of Philosophy in Hydrology and Water Resources, Doctor of Philosophy in Rural Development, and Doctor of Urban and Regional Planning. Thank you.
Doctor of Philosophy in Agriculture, Mashaumpo Edward. Topic: the effects of malting and dehaling on the functional, structural, and antioxidant properties of Bambara groundnut flour. Supervisor Dr. T. Takarani. Co-supervisor Dr. S.E. Ramashia. Wait. Hey. Apologies. The supervisor will read the citation.
The citation reads as follows. Bambara groundnut vigna subserian is an underutilized protein and fiber-rich legume with a functional and nutritional potential. This study evaluated the effects of dehaling and malting on functional, structural, nutritional, anti-nutritional, and antioxidant properties of flours from cream, brown, red, and Bambara groundnut varieties. Both processes significantly modified techno-functional properties: color, pasting behavior, thermal characteristics, microstructure, and metabolites. Dehaling generally increased oil absorption, viscosity, protein, fat, mineral content, and protein digestibility of Bambara groundnut flours, while reducing fiber, anti-nutrients, and carbohydrate content. Malting enhanced water absorption, fiber, amino acids, minerals, protein digestibility, total phenolics, flavonoids, antioxidant activity, but reduced fat and crystallinity. Although phenolic profiles decreased compared to whole seeds, key metabolites remained, and the red Bambara ground flour contains oxylipine family. Overall, dehaling and malting improved the nutritional quality and functionality of Bambara groundnut flours, thereby supporting their broader food applications.
Doctor of Philosophy in Agriculture, Mukele Tibia Mukhalakane. Topic, nutritional, functional, and sensory properties and rapid market appraisal of sorghum cowpea gluten-free bread. Supervisor, Dr. S.E. Ramashia, Co-Supervisor, Prof. A.I.O. Gideani. The co-supervisor or supervisor will read the citation.
I read the citation. Ms. Mokele's research advances the development of nutritious and functional gluten-free foods through the innovative use of sorghum and cowpea composite flours. By incorporating white and red cowpea sorghum into sorghum-based bread, the study demonstrated significant improvement in protein quality, amino acid composition, and antioxidant properties, while maintaining desirable sensory attributes. Her work provides valuable insight into the functions, pesting, and thermal behaviors of composite flours, highlighting their potential for enhancing gluten-free baking performance. Importantly, the research extends beyond laboratory analysis to include consumer perception and market realities, revealing both opportunities and challenges for the adoption of sorghum cowpea bread. Despite limited awareness and market penetration, the findings underscore the promise of these locally sourced ingredients in promoting healthier diets and supporting sustainable food system. This consideration represents a meaningful step towards improving nutrition, diversifying gluten-free options, and strengthening food security in developing and emerging markets. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Agriculture, Negota Nthambeleni Kesbet. The topic of the study, Epididymal bull spermatozoa morphometric post-cryopreservation in Moringa oleifera leaf extract supplemented tree's egg yolk semen extender. The supervisor, Dr. Bebe, co-supervisor, Dr. M.L. Mpapati, co-supervisor, Professor T.L. Nthambeleni. The supervisor, co-supervisor will read the citation.
The citation is as follows. This study determined the benefits of Moringa oleifera leaf extract as a supplement in a tree's egg yolk extender focusing on the quality of epidermal sperm collected from slaughtered bull. Retrograde sperm flushing was used to recover epidermal sperm post-slaughter, and the recovered sperm was extended with crisp egg yolk containing different concentrations of moringa extract. Sperm parameters were evaluated using the computer-assessed sperm analyzer system and manual staining, while fertilization capacity was tested through in vitro fertilizations. The finding shows that 8% of mole supplementation significantly enhances sperm viability and motility after thawing. With optimal preservation within 48 hours and straws exposed at 5 centimeters above liquid nitrogen vapor during cryopreservation. The IVF rates were higher at 12% mole, although zygote development showed no significant difference. The mole have protective effect against cryo-induced oxidative damage, establishing a promising protocol for sperm preservation in post-slaughter bulls. Chair, I present to you Dr. Nthambeleni Cuthbert.
Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Sciences, Ojelade Babatunde Solomon. The topic of this study, impact of silvicultural activities on water quality in the Vondo Forest Plantation, Limpopo Province, South Africa. The supervisor, Professor P.O. Adesoye. Co-supervisors, Dr. O.S. Durowoji, Professor S.W. Gibb, and Professor E. Stam. The supervisor will read the citation.
I read the citation. The study investigated the impact of glyphosate-based practices on soil and water quality and the associated human health risks. 16 sites across both wet and dry seasons were assessed for physiochemical variables, glyphosate and its metabolites, AMPA, heavy metal content, and microbial contaminations in surface waters and adjacent soil. GCMS revealed glyphosate contamination, water, and adjacent soils. GCMS revealed glyphosate accumulations of between 1.5 and 1.99 microgram per liter in water and 2.22 and 3.94 microgram per gram in soil, exceeding WHO guidelines. AMPA remained undetected. ICP OES showed elevated concentrations of certain heavy metals. E. coli and total coliform counts exceeded 100,000 CFU per 100 mil at specific points. Chromic daily intake, hazard quotient, and hazard index values for ingestion and dermal pathways revealed potential non-carcinogenic risk for children, where glyphosate HQ in water approached 1.0 and soil HQ exceeded 1.8, The study recommends establishing vegetative buffer zones and promoting community awareness of water quality to mitigate contamination and safeguard ecosystem health. I want to present Dr. Ojelade. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Geography, Gumbo Anesu Dion. Topic of the thesis, environmental flow determination in headwater catchments in Luvubu River in Limpopo Province, South Africa. The supervisor, Professor N.S. Netengwe, co-supervisors, Professor E. Kapangaziwiri, and Dr. E. Mugari. The co-supervisor will read the citation.
I have the pleasure to read Dion's citation. It reads, South Africa's national water legislation promotes the protection of river ecosystems by allocating environmental flow requirements. However, many sub-basins lack scientifically justifiable EFRs, particularly in regions with limited data availability. The Upper Luvubu River Basin is one such system facing ecological decline and rising water demand. This study used a transdisciplinary mixed methods approach to develop a functional and adaptable EFR benchmarks that support sustainable water management. Based on the functional flow paradigm, the study used two hydrological models: the revised desktop reserve model, RDRM, and the Global Environmental Flow Calculator, GEFC. It used these models to establish reference EFRs. The RDRM provided spatially explicit results, while the GEFC highlighted limitations of coarse global datasets for small heterogeneous catchments. Combining hydrological modeling and participatory mapping, the research linked EFRs to ecological conditions. Desktop-based EFRs frameworks can evolve as better data and technologies become available, enhancing South Africa's capacity for adaptable and inclusive river management. During his PhD, he managed to author and publish 12 manuscripts, 4 of which directly emanated from his PhD. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Hydrology and Water Resources, Daswa Mpo. Topic of the thesis, development of a framework for addressing gender disparity or discrepancies in decision-making positions in the water sector in South Africa. Supervisor, Professor R. Makungo, co-supervisor, Dr. E.J. Mwandera. The supervisor will read the citation.
The citation reads as follows. The study developed a framework to address gender discrepancies in decision-making roles within the South Africa's water sector. These discrepancies have established a power imbalance where men have greater access to resources and leadership positions, leading to the systematic exclusion of women from important social and economic activities. The process involved a structured approach, including situation analysis, stakeholder engagement, analysis of policies and frameworks, identification of gaps, and the development of intervention strategies. The study found out The study found out the work environment and the community environment influence women's involvement in decision-making in the water sector, with the community environments having a stronger impact. The developed framework includes policy and gender analysis, empowerment strategies, monitoring and evaluation, policy refinement, and institutional learning. Validation results showed that the framework is usable, reliable, and meets the established standards. Further implementation and testing are needed to effectively address the gender gaps. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Rural Development, Kosa Sibongile. The topic of the thesis, contextualized framework for healthy disaster risk reduction in socio-economically disadvantaged rural base school in Thulamela Municipality. Supervisor, Professor M. Manjoro. Course supervisors, Dr. M.A. Mataulula and Professor T.G. Chitangano. The supervisor will read the citation.
The citation reads as follows. This study addressed the heightened vulnerability of socio-economically disadvantaged schools in South Africa to health-related disasters, particularly in Thulamela Municipality. The research sought to develop a contextualized health disaster risk reduction framework tailored to marginalized schools. A sequential mixed methods approach that included case studies and surveys was followed to identify major health disasters such as pandemics, chronic diseases, floods, and road accidents in socio-economically disadvantaged schools. Key vulnerability factors included learner susceptibility, poor transport, lack of trauma management, and limited disaster management. It was revealed that schools relied primarily on reactive responses, highlighting the need for proactive strategies and resources such as emergency transport, communication systems, and adequate health facilities. 6 foundational disaster reduction pillars were identified, ranging from psychological support to infrastructure investment. The developed framework offers a structured multi-stakeholder approach to enhancing health disaster resilience through prevention, preparedness, and adaptation interventions in disadvantaged school settings. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Rural Development, Murauzi Grace Ruzani. The topic of the research thesis, analysis of the profitability of conservation agriculture for participating in smallholder maize farmers in the Vembe district of Limpopo province. Supervisor, Professor J. Zuwaringwe. Co-supervisor, Professor M. Manjoro. The supervisor will read the citation.
On behalf of the supervisor, Professor Jethro Swarime, I'll read the citation. And it reads as follows. This study analyzed the adoption of conservation agriculture and its impact on the livelihoods of participating smallholder maize farmers in Vembe district. The descriptive results indicated a predominance of aged female, with 55% exhibiting partial conservation agriculture adoption. Cross-tabulation revealed a significant relationship between age, conservation agriculture knowledge, and conservation agriculture adoption. Ordinal linear regression highlighted strong odds ratio associated with training effects, knowledge gradient, and conservation agriculture adoption. 5-year gross margin analysis indicated a lower gross margin of 43,360,140 rands on second year, which was in 2019, and the highest growth margin of about 49 million in the fifth year, which was the 2022. Of course, conservation agriculture maize practice. Multiple linear regression revealed that farm inputs are highly significant, strong predictor of economic profitability. The analysis of variance results underscored that no tillage principles significantly affect maize profitability, emphasizing the importance of tailored training and comprehensive support of enhancing the adoption of sustainable agricultural practices among smallholder farmers. The suggested conservation agriculture framework may incite policy interventions. Congratulations.
Doctor of Philosophy in Rural Development, Rasimpi Tiribari Eugene. The topic or the title of the thesis, a framework for facilitating successful implementation of biogas technology in rural areas of South Africa. The supervisor, Dr. B.M. Kilonzo, Professor D. Tinaro, and Dr. P. Nyamukondiwa. The course supervisor will read the citation.
I will read the citation. This study responds to the urgent need for clean, affordable energy and improved sanitation in rural communities. Although biogas technology has strong potential to address these needs, its adoption remains limited due to socio-cultural perceptions, technical constraints, and financial challenges. Guided by grounded theory and the systems thinking framework, the research used interviews and field observations with households, schools, and key stakeholders. Findings identified 3 key capability bundles: technical, operational, socio-institutional, and financial logistical, that influence successful implementation. The study also highlights a maintenance capability, trust loop linking reliable system performance to community acceptance. It proposes a practical framework that includes participatory co-design, structured operation and maintenance training, local MSME service contracts, fit for the purpose financing, and integration with agricultural livelihoods through self-digested use. The study provides theoretical and practical insights for policymakers, practitioners, and investors to strengthen inclusive renewable energy adoption in South Africa and the broader SADC region. Congratulations.
Doctor of Urban and Regional Planning, Nyangwanza Shailet Anesu. The topic or the title of the thesis, an implementation framework to address spatial planning constraints in the former vendor homeland, South Africa, 1979 to 2023. The supervisor, Professor J. Chakwizira, co-supervisors, Dr. M. Betty, and Dr. E. Ingwani. The co-supervisor will read the citation.
I'll read the citation. The study evaluated spatial transformation dynamics and their implications for transformative theory and practice. Using a qualitative research design, the work explored the dynamics of territorial governance shaping spatial planning in the former vendor homeland. The work demonstrates new theorization and methodological application by using spatio-temporal analysis of built-up change, inductive data analysis, reflexive thematic analysis to identify patterns, and spatial planning transformation implementation constraints in historically marginalized areas. The work expands empirical and theoretical knowledge of spatial planning in uneven geographies by infusing evidence-based insights into transformative spatial planning practices, thereby extending the left-behind places theory within an African rural context. Finally, the work resulted in the development of the Context-Attuned Spatial Planning Implementation Framework, CAPSI, which provides a context-specific approach to implementing transformative spatial planning in uneven geographies and similar contexts. Well done, Charlotte.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to present the awards to the best candidates in the faculty that the Executive Dean shall present to you.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I present the awards.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the awards to the best performing students in the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Agriculture.
The award for the best performing students in the Bachelor of Earth Science, Hydrology and Water Resource, Professor Sylvester Pandeli Award goes to Makavani Muredi Vision. The award for the best student in environmental science, Narezi Environmental Consultants goes to Mudau Zikodo Colin. The Fundi Award, which is the award for the best student in Bachelor of Earth Sciences in Mining and Geology, goes to Matsa Mashudu Peter. Prof. Sylvester Mpandiri Award, which is awarded to the best student in Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with specialization in horticultural sciences, goes to Mupai Karabo Buitumelo. Another award from Prof. Sylvester Mpandiri, which is awarded to the best student in Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, specializing in soil science, goes to Rukereni Karabon Dumiso. Prof. Azuhangwisi Maiwashe Award. This one is for the best overall student in agriculture and is awarded to Sibei Matenake Hutazo.
Good morning. Is it Dimasiar? It's still morning. Okay, Dimasholo. Well, this year, I'm going to talk to the young people, and not so young, that graduated today. This year, my message is centered around the fact that we are recognizing 50 years since the June 1976 student uprisings. Those happened 50 years ago this year. And in honor of those young, brave ones, first of all, and secondly, because you graduated from a university that is an outstanding institution. I am sure you heard the Vice-Chancellor talking about the number of chairs that have been allocated to this university. You only get chosen if you are a top university to do the things that he was talking about. So it is for that reason that I'm going to talk to you about something that I hope, as you graduate from this university, you would continue the tradition of inquiry, research, checking facts, not relying on Twitter or WhatsApps from your friends or Facebook or whatever you look at, but checking for yourselves what the truth is. You are graduating at a time when this country is still struggling to be born. I'll start with the Marxists. Two Marxist practitioners, one non-African, Antonio Gramsci, who speaks about the old world is dying and the new is struggling to be born. And he says in that interregnum, you know, in the middle of that fight between death and birth, that's when the devil comes in and the monsters come in during that time. And this is what this country is going through. As it tries to deal with the past and get to have the new being born, it is struggling with those monsters, and this is what you are going into as you graduate. Another Marxist from the African continent now, Amilcar Cabral, tells you not to tell lies. He says, tell no lies, claim no easy victories, and do not lie to the masses. Those are two important things that you must remember. I hope you remember. One of the things I wanted to explain or perhaps say to you, please look it up as graduates. You are now, you are intellectuals. You fall into the intelligentsia, and no longer just the proletariat. Look at the history of this country. This country did not get independent on its own initiative, its own initiatives, muscle, everything. This country got its independence because of the support of the international community, but primarily because of the support of this continent. This continent stood with us to get us where we are. The frontline states, which are the ones that border South Africa, bore the brunt of their stance that they took to support us. One of the countries which is not a frontline state, but that decided to be classified as a frontline state is Nigeria. During the struggle for freedom here in Nigeria, the government took money from each and every public servant. They took a portion of their salary to contribute towards a fund that supported the African National Congress and the PAC and the struggle general. So every policeman, nurse, teacher, lecturer, every public servant in Nigeria gave up some of their own salary in order to put us where we are today. You can go and check that. Secondly, you look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe got its independence finally in 1980. And you can go and read how that happened. It happened through the Lancaster Agreement, Lancaster in the UK, which is where the negotiations were. And the Zimbabweans were assisted very ably in the negotiations by two other African experts, one from Mozambique, Honwana, and one from Zambia. But at that moment, Zimbabwe reached an agreement with the British that for 10 years, they will not deal with land redistribution in Zimbabwe. So from 1980 to 1990, Zimbabwe respected that agreement, the Lancaster Agreement, which meant that Zimbabweans that came back from the struggle, Zimbabweans in the country lived in temporary housing and camps, could not get land distributed to them for 10 years. Now come 1990, and the Zimbabweans say, thank God, now it's 10 years later, we can address the issue of our land, to take away land, to make sure that Zimbabwe can get land. What happened in 1990? South Africa, the ANC was starting the talks with the Boers here. And the Secretary General of the Commonwealth then, Chief Emeka Nyoko, came here, said to South Africa, and then went to Zimbabwe to say to the Zimbabwe, if you start with the land redistribution, taking away land from white people to distribute it to your people, in 1990, just as the ANC is starting to talk to the Boers, you are going to affect that process. The Boers are going to be reluctant to hand over power to blacks in South Africa. So the Zimbabweans stopped their own land redistribution program in 1990 on the advice of the Commonwealth Secretary General, Chief Emeka Nyoko. And he's still alive. You can go and visit him in Nigeria. To say, okay, we will sacrifice our own country as Zimbabwe in order to make sure that we don't negatively impact on the negotiations between the ANC and the Boers. And those negotiations started, as you know, formally, and finally led to 1994, our independence. So by the time Zimbabwe said, okay, South Africa now has its independence, let's address our land issue, the British reneged on the agreement to fund that land redistribution. And you can go and see there's a letter, it's there online, you can get it, written by Claire Short, who was a minister in the British government, to Zimbabwe, reneging on the agreement that they agreed that they will fund that land redistribution program, which is why you found the land redistribution program in Zimbabwe going as it did, because then the veterans just overtook the government and occupied the land. That was the beginning of the disintegration of Zimbabwe. Because of decisions they took to support us, their country is in the state that it is now. Now, I'm not saying that there are no problems there, but you need to understand the genesis of the problems that we have. If you go to many countries on the African continent that have strong economies, you go to Cote d'Ivoire, the English call it Ivory Coast, it has historically had a very strong economy. But you go there, you find millions of people from Burkina Faso, millions of Nigerians, Ghanaians, the ECOWAS region. Many of them work there because it has a strong economy. It has attracted both economic migrants, but also people fleeing from conflict in their own countries. Same thing with Kenya. Kenya has a very strong economy. If you go to Kenya, you'd think you are in Somaliland or Somalia, because there are so many Somalis there. Right now, if you go to Egypt, you find over 1.5 million people from Sudan. It has always, Egypt has a strong economy, Kenya does, Cote d'Ivoire has, Ghana has, all of them have throughout the history faced the same challenges that we are facing here. So we are not unique in South Africa. But the thing is that we don't know our own history, and part of it is because South Africa's apartheid was so bad that nobody allowed us to travel across the continent and across the world. The last thing I want to say is that if you look at any big university across the world, if you go to Oxford University in London, one of the biggest in the UK universities, close to 40% of its staff is international. You go to Harvard in America, 10 to 20% of its staff is international. They actually, one of the provosts from the university, I think some of the staff from your University of Venda came when I hosted this provost from the UK. They actively come here to recruit staff because they know that diversity is excellent. You learn so much from knowing how other people do things. And also, there are bursaries. If you go to the Columbia University in New York, you go to Howard in Washington, there are bursaries for students from outside America because they actively look for diversity both in their staff and their students. This is what happens all over the world. So I'm not saying that South Africa does not have problems. I'm saying because you are from the University of Venda, when you go out there, I must see a difference from you. When, not go with what you read on Twitter, but to be able to analyze the problem correctly because you come from this great university in order to find real solutions. So in congratulating you, I want to say I certainly, and I'm sure your staff here, your Vice-Chancellor and staff, expect better from graduates of the University of Venda. We expect you to go and do your research. We expect you to speak not in a populist way, to be able to defend correct positions as students coming from here. So congratulations, well done to all of you. Congratulations to the parents, supporters, girlfriends and boyfriends. Congratulations to the staff for producing these wonderful young minds. And I hope when we meet out in the streets, I will know just from listening that this one is from the University of Venda. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, UNIVEN Choir. So we are now getting towards the end of our session. And maybe before I make some announcements, I would like to indicate that over and above those who were acknowledged by the Vice-Chancellor and Principal during his welcome address, the Vice-Chancellor and Principal would also like to welcome or acknowledge the presence of the Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Teaching and Learning at UNISA, Dr. Amin Shibase, who is in our midst. And we would also like to acknowledge the presence of Queen Minga from Minga Traditional Council. And Bo Tobere Masia, I have no doubt that Mutanuni has brought to your attention that the Vice-Chancellor and Principal has acknowledged you shortly before you arrived. And would also like to extend an invitation to our VVIP to join the Vice-Chancellor and Principal at the Vice-Chancellor's boardroom shortly after this event. And we would also like to invite all our PhD graduates to join the academic procession in front of the Life Sciences building for a group picture. And as I have already indicated, our VVIPs are invited to join the Vice-Chancellor and Principal at the Vice-Chancellor's boardroom. The rest of our VIPs will join the academic procession at the Life Sciences building. And the Chancellor is going to dissolve this congregation. And after dissolution of this congregation, we should remain standing until such time the last person in the procession has left the auditorium. So this will also be preceded by the singing of the national anthem led by UNIVEN Choir. So when the national anthem is being sung, we should all rise and all men should remove their caps or hats. So may I therefore request that we all rise for the singing of the national anthem.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I dissolve this congregation of the University of Venda.